Well, we just got back from Disney, and it was incredible. We loved every moment of it, and Universal, I guess. But I decided to make a list of the top 10 things that I'm glad that I brought with into the park. Number one, a lightweight backpack. This came in super handy because we were able to bring a backpack into the parks, and we were able to hold all of our stuff that we wanted to bring in. The lightweight part is it just had less weight, so basically the backpack itself wasn't too heavy, which was nice because we stayed a little bit cooler. It was also a sporty backpack, so I think it was like a dry fit kind of material, so it had more kind of airflow in it, which was super helpful because it was super hot and muggy in Florida. Number two, comfortable walking shoes. We did a ton of walking while we were in the parks, a minimum of 12 miles per day. We got as high as just over 16 miles. So we were walking a ton, and also when we're not walking, we're standing up a lot, just waiting in lines and whatnot. So you're on your feet a ton throughout the entire day from like 8 or 9 a.m. till 8 to 10 p.m. So 12, 13, 14-hour days. It definitely helps to have really good walking shoes. I only had one pair of tennis shoes coming into the trip, and I bought a pair down there that looked like Buzz Lightyear shoes. And this was both really good and also kind of a curse. It was good because my regular shoes got wet and they needed a few days to dry, so I had to wear other shoes. But my new shoes weren't broken in, so my feet really hurt. And I got this wicked blister / bump on the side of my foot from those shoes, and it hurt the rest of our time there. I was able to manage the pain. I obviously went through with the pain because it was a lot. The reward was greater than the pain. Number three, a water bottle, and specifically hopefully an insulated water bottle or a hydro flask. We have hydro flask water bottles, so it made it really easy to just bring those. The water stayed cold when we would drink it and walk around, and it's just so hot and humid there, so we were sweating a ton because we were also moving a lot. So it's really good to just stay hydrated. We saw a couple people who seemed dehydrated and just looked terrible. One person by like noon, so super early on in the day. So you got to make sure to stay hydrated when you're there, and it helps to have a water bottle because you can just fill it up for free at either Bubblers or in cafes like where the food is. And to buy water there is pretty expensive. It was like $5 for a water bottle, and if you keep buying those, it's definitely gonna add up fast. My next two are also going to be kind of money-saving tips also. So number 4 is going to be high-protein snacks. This will help you get through the day without having to buy a ton of food there. We brought some protein bars, we bought some beef sticks, some other types of food that were higher in protein, so it just satisfied us for longer amounts of time. They were also just really easy to pack and bring with in our backpack. Number 5 is lunch. Every day we went to the parks, we brought with sandwiches to eat for lunch. We did this for 2 reasons. One, to not waste any time like outside of waiting in line. We would eat in line sometimes or find a bench and eat, and it would only take 5 or 10 minutes versus going to buy food and sit in the dining hall or whatnot. It would take much longer, so we'd have less rides. And then 2 was it saved us a ton of money because we weren't having to buy lunch every day. We'd bring in our sandwiches. And then part of this one also is going to be a cooler bag. We purchased a cooler bag before going, which helped keep our food cool, because we weren't eating until like midday for lunch. So with the cooler bag, we just put our sandwiches in there, put the cooler bag in our backpack, and then took that out when we had lunch. Number 6 is something I'm so glad that I found out right before we left and also purchased, and that's Body Glide. And Body Glide is designed to help you not chafe, and I chafe a lot when I walk and sweat. So I was obviously going to be doing a ton of that in Disney World and Universal. So we purchased it and it worked amazing. I didn't have any problems with chafing. I would just put the Body Glide on in the morning and it worked all day. It worked through the sweat, it worked even when we got wet in a water ride. And it's pretty affordable too, it was like $7 at Target, so it was totally worth it. And I'm gonna use that for future things like this, like hiking or just traveling in general where we're walking a lot. Number 7, sunscreen. This is a pretty obvious one to bring when you're going to Florida in general because the sun is more blaring, at least from where we are in Wisconsin, where it's not quite as strong here. So we brought sunscreen, put it on in the morning, and then also brought some into the park so we could reapply like halfway through our time or so. And I got slightly burnt one of the days, but for the most part, I avoided getting burnt, which was really nice because it hurts. Number 8 is another protection from the sun. That's gonna be either sunglasses or a hat or both. I wore sunglasses. Michelle, I think, wore both. She definitely wore a hat. I'm pretty sure she wore sunglasses. I think she just wore both. This is the previous one with sunscreen. The sun's so blaring, it's so bright, so it helps you just be able to see. My eyes are pretty sensitive too, so sunglasses really help when there's even just a little bit of sun. And then I don't really like wearing hats, but I see the appeal too because it keeps the sun off either your neck or face or whatnot. And I did think about that, about purchasing a hat the day that I did get burnt. So I got burnt a little bit on my cheeks, like right here and nose. So a hat would have helped that. Number 9 is going to be face wipes. And these are really helpful just to wipe your face off when you're getting really sweaty or your face is getting really red, especially when it comes to pictures, so you don't look super sweaty and super red in the face. It just also feels good sometimes to wipe off that sweat and feel a little bit refreshed when you're outside for so long in the sun. And lastly, number 10 is going to be a battery pack and charger for your phone. Both Disney World and Universal have apps now. I don't know when they've got them since, but and the apps help a lot with just getting around the park. They have a map of the park, they have the wait time, so you can figure out which places you want to go to. It's where you can order food and drinks. And then on Disney World, you also could see photos on the app. But because of this and then just regular use of your phone and taking pictures of your memories, you're just going to use your battery, and since you need your phone for a lot of different things, it helps to have a battery pack and charger so you can charge it up. Alright, well that was my 10 top things to bring to Disney World and Universal. So next time you're at one of those parks or a different theme park, maybe keep some of these things in mind.